You're right when you say it has been a divisive campaign in 2016, far more so than previous years that I've covered in 2008 and 2012. And early voting actually began in some states even a few weeks back. Interestingly, in the United States, even though it is a federal system, the actual administration of the elections is left to different states, 50 states in all. In New York State, there wasn't much early voting, and the polls open here at 6 a.m. in the morning. We're in the Brooklyn neighborhood, which is actually where the campaign headquarters of Hillary Clinton are also located. And you can see, we're going to show you the line here. Basically, people have been lining here since 6 in the morning. This particular polling booth, along with other polling stations in New York, is going to be open till 9 p.m. tonight. But because of the different time zones in the United States, the actual results will come much later, because once the East Coast polls start closing, the West Coast, which is 5 hours behind the East Coast time, will start their going to their booths. And now we're joined by a young lady from Williamsburg, and she's agreed to talk to us. Tell us, how important is your vote, and is your vote important in this election?
My vote is very important in this election. I think people my age take for granted our right to exercise our right to vote. And, you know, women have fought so hard for it. Why would we waste that? So, yeah, definitely.
Traditionally, New York is a blue state. It leans Democrat. So the chances of Donald Trump winning here seem to be very far, very, very little. How did that influence how you went about Election Day?
That didn't influence me at all, actually. I'm voting based on my beliefs, and I know that New York is a blue state. So obviously, our chances of Hillary getting elected is in our favor. But I'm voting for me.
And what are the clearly you seem to be a fan of Hillary Clinton. What is it about her or her issues that resonated more with you than Donald Trump?
She has a lot more experience, plain and simple. I think that she has ideas, and Donald Trump doesn't. He has no experience. He has experience in business, and America is not a business. So that's basically.
Thank you so much. And really, that has been one of the key issues here. The question of experience. Does Donald Trump have the experience to run this country? He has been in business for many years. There have been questions about his business stature as well, and whether he really was as successful as he's made himself out to be. But on the other hand, on Clinton's sides, there have been questions about her trustworthiness factor, especially with the FBI investigation into the use of a private email server. That investigation, according to FBI Director James Comey, just a day before the election, he came out and said that they found no evidence of wrongdoing. They were going back to their earlier conclusions in July that there is no case for convicting Hillary Clinton. But it did cast aspersions and shadows on her campaign, and yet we've spoken to a wide range of people, both on the Trump side and the Clinton side, and what comes out again and again on the Trump side is that they feel he'll be an outside candidate, so he won't be steeped in what they see as corruption in Washington, D.C., and they see Hillary Clinton as very much a part of the political class, whereas the Hillary Clinton supporters will talk about just how experienced she is and how she is far ahead of Donald Trump in terms of having the right credentials to run this country.
Yes, and you know, Natasha, even as we talk, there are a lot of crucial elements that perhaps have weighed in on the voters' mind this time around, because the very fact that, you know, we come out and say that this is divisive. So does this essentially mean that, you know, what is actually going to be weighing on voters' mind today are the issues, are the two people, you know, the insider versus outsider, you know, kind of a battle that perhaps it's essentially pitched to look like?
Well, yes, I think different issues are going to matter to different people in the middle of the country, where in states like Ohio, where a lot of blue-collar workers have lost their jobs. They would look at this differently, purely from the economic point of view. At the same time, women who fear that they might have their right to abortion taken away, depending on who, if Donald Trump is president, votes into the Supreme Court, would have different issues at play. But I think one thing that's come up again and again as it happens in elections is the likability factor. And for many, Donald Trump is just not likable in terms of the comments that he's made on immigrants, Muslims, women. At the same time, he does have a large support base as well. It's surprisingly large support base given that he did not have the campaign tools or the vast campaign in place that Hillary Clinton does. On Hillary Clinton's side, experience is certainly one of them, but also the work that she's done for many years on the health front, for women, for education. She had very high ratings when she was US Secretary of State. Her ratings started really falling only when she started running for president. Gender politics also at play here. So in answer to your specific question, I think the issues vary depending on where you live, what matters to you directly, but some of the larger issues remain the economy, which was true in the 2012 race too, between Mitt Romney and Barack Obama. And certainly this year, immigration is a huge issue. Donald Trump talking about building a wall. A lot of people very suspect about whether he'll actually be able to do that. And Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, saying that America is a country of immigrants, so we cannot talk about building walls. So really varied opinions, varied issues, 50 states at play here, and we will start getting a better sense in a few hours.